Thanks, Justin. SNN Local News 6 reporter Mia McCormick joining us now. A very big announcement from Governor Charlie Crist. Tonight he announced he will run for the U.S. Senate with no party affiliation, not as a Republican. Mia joins us now to talk a little bit about what this means and how local folks are reacting to this.
Exactly. Well, Crist was very specific about why he decided to take this independent route. He called the current political system broken. Republicans have challenged his views on economic and environmental policy, and he spelled out some specifics when it came to teacher merit pay and offshore drilling. But Crist knows he is now facing the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, and both barrels are aimed squarely at him. He's prepared for the road ahead to be a rough one.
I know this is uncharted territory. I am aware of that. And I am aware that after this speech ends, I don't have either party helping me. But I need you. I need you, the people, more than ever.
And we did anticipate this announcement today. We had a chance to speak to some of the local leaders here of the Democratic and the Republican Party and get their reaction to this announcement.
Crist's shift towards no party affiliation is spurring some strong remarks from both local Democratic and Republican leaders.
We're convinced it's going to put Kendrick Meek in a commanding position to take the lead in the Senate race.
Makes my job and makes it puts the party in a very tough situation.
Crist's decision to drop his Republican affiliation may appeal to disenfranchised Democrats, a voting pool that Republican candidate Marco Rubio has no chance at. Crist's recent vetoes on 2 GOP bills has Democrats taking notice. Sarasota County's Democratic Chair Rita Fernandino says the party is still counting on voters to identify Crist as a Republican and stick to their party affiliation.
We are very confident that it is going to divide the party.
Local Republican Chair Joe Gruters says this decision will have a heavy impact on local voters.
I think the Republican Party is going to be torn in our base, from our donors, and from everywhere you could think of.
Eric Robinson is a former chair of the local Republican Party. As Crist's Southwest Florida campaign manager, he plans to resign from the committee. He believes Republicans in Sarasota, much like the rest of the state, are already divided.
Charlie Crist is pretty much having to do this because of that process. People are saying you're not the true Republican, you're not a correct Republican, you're not this Republican, you're not that Republican, and there's a very small group of core conservatives that vote in the primary.
This is not a movement. This is a one-time deal. They can go with the governor if they want right now, but hopefully they'll come back and we'll welcome them with open arms.
The question now is, can Crist win in this uncharted territory?
There are predictions that we will start to see some resignations from people within the Republican Party starting tonight. We do know that Manatee County Republican Party Chair Paul Sharp will resign to stick with Crist, and as we said a few minutes ago, so will Eric Robinson with the Sarasota County Republican Committee. So assuming that Crist's followers will return to the Republican Party, they'll return to the Republican Party after this race. It'll be interesting to see if the local parties follow through and excommunicate them now.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people having a lot of decisions to make within the next few days, probably weeks, perhaps. And, Charlie Crist will, of course, still be facing Marco Rubio and still be competing with him for money, for donations, certainly this area being one that would be a battleground.
And he acknowledged that. He knows now that any money from the Republican Party, National Republican Party, will be pulled back away from him on his own. He's raised about $10 million. Yeah. So raising money is not something that's necessarily been something that's hard for him to do, but still having that national backing is something I'm sure he's going to miss.
Yeah, and $10 million, certainly absolutely a lot of money. And when you think about what a U.S. Senate race costs in Florida, it tends to be $12 million, $14, $15 million. So he's right around there and just at this point now coming into May. So should be interesting. All right. Thanks, Mia.